got Scott Bauer. We have the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy joining us this afternoon here on Midday Movers for a look at a few he's dialed in on. Scott, welcome. I saw Microsoft.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Scott. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you giving us part of your Thursday. I saw Microsoft Walmart bid today to a new high on news of plans to partner up to buy Tik-Tok. Can you talk to us? What's the story and what are the details?
So if this happens, and there's no certainty about anything with this deal at all, but if this happens, it is a major coup for both companies, especially Walmart now getting into the fray. The street analysts were looking at Microsoft versus Oracle and saying, okay, it makes a lot of sense for both companies, but Microsoft, can probably outstand any bid or outlast any bid from Oracle. I know the president was behind Oracle. Made a lot of sense for both companies. But now that Walmart is involved, man, oh man, this is why Walmart is trading at the level that it is, Ben, because they keep reinventing themselves. I mean, this is a retailer that just a couple of years ago was kind of left for dead. Yeah. And when they took on Amazon and went into the online marketplace, look what the stock has done, and they keep reinventing themselves. So when you look at this, if this happens, if this deal between Walmart and Microsoft happens, which some are pricing, this could be a $35, $40 billion deal. What this does for Walmart especially is opens up a whole world of new demographic for them. The demographic that they want to reach, the demographic that is going to, on their mobile platform, shop. And this is just an absolute coup for them if this happens.
I'd imagine a younger demographic as well. Now, you mentioned Microsoft and the Oracle discussion or debate. Let's talk a little bit about Oracle. They made a $20 million cash bid. I guess I'm kind of wondering at this point, were there 3 chairs? Now they're took one away and stopped the music. Is Oracle even really going to have a spot to sit down in terms of the table to discuss and negotiate?
Well, listen, this is a deal unlike, probably anything that we have seen with a lot of politics behind it as well. And obviously the government being involved from the get-go. So is Oracle out of it? No, I wouldn't say that they are out of it. But if this combination of Microsoft and Walmart really is, what we see it is, and if that value is somewhere between 35 and 40 billion, which is, double what Oracle was offering them, it's a layup. I don't see how, they wouldn't sell to this combination. However, stranger things have happened. Again, with the politics that are being played, on this one here, there certainly is nothing that is for certain.
Nothing for certain, and probably lots more to come. We'll continue to follow this one. Scott, we appreciate you joining us for a look at that. Let's move on in terms of, well, actually, I did notice that TikTok's chief executive, Kevin Mayer, quit his job after only 3 months in the role. That shows, again, some of the pressures that he's been under, some of the politics that you mentioned. Now, let's go ahead and move on, because Abbott Labs, again, we're talking a lot about this on the show today. The cheap test, it's fast, it could be readily available. I heard something about the U.S. agreeing to buy 150 million of these. Good news for concert goers and Live Nation. Scott, I know you're a big music fan. What were you, 6 the last time you didn't go to a concert in between May and August? I mean, you've got to be really itching and scratching for some, live entertainment, I would imagine.
No doubt about it. And not just for concert goers, but just, for the general population of getting back to attending events, to feel safe about going out to a restaurant, feel safe about going to a mall. So, let's see what happens with this. We've seen this evolving story about testing and other things that sometimes hasn't really played out the way that the first headline has come out. Now, this looks certainly very promising. If Abbott can deliver, if there really is 98% efficacy, which is, I think that's what I've read, is this is 98% efficacy.
That's huge.
That's huge. That's about the best that we have seen on the street.
Okay, cheap, fast, and again, if it's actually accurate.
Reliable.
Let's talk about, you mentioned restaurants. We're all going to them a little bit more have been. We've been going to malls, but as you mentioned, there's very few of us who would say that we are not a little bit concerned while doing so and a little bit scared. Let's move on here. Let's talk ULTA and some of the expectations for earnings. I saw it looks like about 10 cents a share roughly on 1.25 billion is about what I'm seeing. What are your expectations for ticker symbol ULTA?
I'm very cautious on this one. I'm usually pretty bullish in ULTA, and I think they've done a great job managing the pandemic, the shutdowns, online sales. But I'm looking at this more so from a technical standpoint, Ben. And if you look at the charts here, that 200-day moving average, which is just above where we're trading, it comes in right around 230 or so. That has just been like a wall. That has been absolute resistance for a long, long time. And yes, it has been trending down as the stock has been trending down as well. But ULTA is really fighting up against that. So unless we see some blowout numbers, which I'm not even so sure that blowout numbers is going to make the stock go up, unless we see guidance going forward actually being raised and that they feel that the worst is behind. To me, that's going to be the key in ULTA. But fighting that technical area there, that 200-day moving average, to me, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, I've got it here. They've struggled to hold up above it. They tested it back in February of this year, got up above it briefly in June, but they have struggled with it. Scott, appreciate you joining us. A great look at a few names that you're dialed in on that we should as well be and will be. Scott Bauer, the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Thanks again, Scott.